Kuzampala, Namaste, good morning to all respected online viewers. Long live their majesties, long live our leaders, and long live our friendship. Welcome to this online Ayurveda and Yoga workshops, Embassy of India, Thimpu, ICCR's Nehru Wangchuk Culture Center. Yoga teacher, I'm KVSSN Murthy here. My true prayers to the Almighty to see all the best things to their majesties in the whole Bhutan. So coming to the recitation, this recitation actually from the Ayurvedic text, it is saying about the importance of the 8 different segments in regarding health management. So it is saying that Tatra Kalvi Manya Astava Ahara Vidhi Visesha Ayatanani Bhavanti Tadhyata Prakriti Karana Samyoga Rasi Desa Kala Upayoga Samasta Upayokta. Like in management of the food or in management of the health, these 8 are important segments. One is nature of the food, or from which in which area of the nature it has been coming. Second one is karana, means it's a kind of traditional way of processing. Then samyoga means it's a combination, and rasi means it's a quantity, and desa means it's also like a place, but from where the product is coming. Then coming to kala means time of consumption. Then second one is upayoga samasta, means rules and regulations of that food and rules and regulations of that particular person who wants to eat that food. And upayokta means very important is user or consumer, because some foods are not really good for the people who are at the age group of oldest people, and some people may not really suitable to the infants. So the upayokta, user and consumer, based on their working nature and based on the physical fitness and physical conditions, and the matter of the remaining diseases and disorders, it is all dependent on the user also. So regarding these 8, anyone can be really healthy, because when we are taking food, if we really observe this kind of 8 things, so obviously our health will be fine. And right, coming to the actually general protocols for this COVID. So even though people are getting vaccinated, please remember, still please try to follow safe physical distancing when you are in the crowds, and cover your face with masks and ear caps. When you are coming back to the home, please wash them properly. And hand hygiene, respiratory hygiene, don't miss these 2 habits. Then after that, nozzle oils called Anutaila and Shadbindu Taila inside the nostrils once in the morning and once in the evening. Please install one drop each. It will level the mucus level disorders. And steam inhalation also very useful application. Morning once, afternoon once, evening once. You can apply, or whenever you are coming back to the home from the outside, you can immediately do this simple steam inhalation. So especially while in the environments called this kind of gloomy or cloudy environment, you can use this simple application by using eucalyptus oil or by using ajwain seed oil. And everyday physical exercise, don't forget this segment also, morning half an hour and evening half an hour. So somewhat try to create some warm up to the body in creating yoga exercises or back bends or inverted postures, or you can do any kind of practices. You can choose yoga also to mix in that. And coming to cloves and honey therapy, also very important to get rid of the phlegm level disorders which will be deposits around the throat level. And please remember, in the home we have very simple home kitchen Ayurvedic remedies called turmeric, garlic, ginger, ajwain seeds, cumin, cinnamon, as well as hing and pepper and jaggery and honey. So the ilachi, and these are very simple home ingredients. Please properly use them in your diets. And also we have very simple tonics called kada chai, as well as golden milk preparation. So when you want use lemon in the kada chai, please give 2 hours time to take golden milk. Especially golden milk will be like a medicine in the evenings. Kada chai will be like a medicine in the morning, also in the evenings. But priorities are kada chai in the morning and golden milk in the evening. And coming to local shilajit, also very important in management of the many diseases and disorders. Not only that, it will improve the immunity, and as well as local cordyceps also very good in level the immunity, and Chyawanprash also very good. It's a kind of 45 different kind of Ayurvedic herbs. So in this week we are seeing another kind of disorder called gout. it's a kind of vata rakta. It's a kind of blood impurification because of the internal wind, what we call vata rakta, or we can call it as a gouty arthritis also. So it's a basically because of overeating of carbohydrates, overeating of tough proteins and tough fats called purines. When you notice this kind of pains, especially in the nights, the next day immediately starts stopping carbohydrates and fats. Please remember, in your food you must have abundantly have this local vegetables and fruits. So plus we have in this Ayurveda, we have many other kind of simple remedies in Ayurveda. Amrutadi or Navaka Gugulu also very important. Then Samira Pannagaras as well as Chopachinyadi Churna and Abraka Basma and Rasa Sindhora. And especially when coming to the Shilajit also very important remedy for these gout related issues. And Mahamanjistadi Kwadam as well as Siddha Haritala Baspam as Ballatakam, Sariva Dhyasanam and Gokshuram, and as well as these kind of simple preparations are available in the Ayurveda, but based on the intensity of your situation, you can take advice from your physician how to use these simple remedies. Plus today we have very simple Ayurvedic applications, only 4 applications. One is Ficus religiosa. Indian people tree, it's a wild tree available in the across the borders or in the forest. So please try to get that a peripheral cover of the root. It's a kind of root bark. So take that root bark and try to properly grind it as a powder and mix in the water and try to go for more decoction. So at least morning 1 glass decoction and evening a glass of decoction. So before or after this kind of consumption, please don't take any other foods, especially don't take milk related items. So this is very simple solution. So somewhat it will boost up the immunity, as well as it will cover that situation of vata rakta dosha or the gout situation. Second one is when you notice this kind of gout situation, as we recommended that immediately stop smoking, stop alcohol, stop red meat eating, especially the seafoods and cabbage and tomato and palak. So these are somewhat will not really give good effects to the condition. So that please immediately stop them and try to eat more fruits and try to eat more vegetables. In the fruits, again please remember cherry fruits morning and evening and afternoon also. You can choose cherry fruits to level the immunity as well as to cut this situation from what we are suffering from this gout. Very simple and active solution. And the third one is Guduchi, very simple and effective Ayurvedic remedy called Guduchi. Not the leaves of the Guduchi, but the stack of the Guduchi, what we call Tinospora cardifolia. That's an important thing. It's also called as a Jivanti in immunity management or in the longevity management. So this is very important application, especially in this gout in this gout situation. Also, Guduchi is very important application. Please use that like a stack. Then try to cut that stack and go for decoction again. Simple form, very simple form. In just 3-4 days, you can see that good results. Then second one is in your diets, carrot juice as well as beetroot juice and cucumber juice. Morning once, afternoon once, evening once. Before your meals, you can choose this kind of remedy also. So not less than 3 to 4 days, you can see very good results because of this food only. Because this actually this actually attack to the body because of our food and because of our lifestyle management. If once we change towards that some positive food, some positive lifestyles, then automatically, obviously, this situation will be calmed down. But plus your stress levels and your remaining nightlife activities and your lifestyle activities and your food activities, everything will be caused towards your good health. So when we are meeting here at the same place, same time tomorrow, we will see still more good applications for the same disorder called gout. So let's see the yoga exercises now. And alright, coming to the sun salutations. But especially when you notice this kind of arthritis related issues or gout related issues, and try to avoid your rigorous physical workouts also, including weightlifting and including overweights in the gym, including running, cycling also, because it will strain that particular organs, then it will aggregate. So, but in yoga also we have some of the posters, especially Pavana Mukta Asana series or Sukshma Yoga Vyayam, also very important practices for this gout situation. But today's our exercise will be on the stick exercise, but before doing that exercise, let's finish our sun salutations first. Then take a long, deep, slow inhalation and exhalation, and slowly wide your arms, lift your arms, and above to the head, keep your Pranamasana. Then from there, slowly keep them down at your chest level, called Anahata Pranamasana, long, slow, deep inhalation and exhalation. Then coming to Sloka and Mantra and Bijakshara. ॐ हिरण्मयेन पात्रेण सत्यस्यापि हितं मुखं तत्त्वं पूषन् अपावृणु सत्यधर्माय दृष्टये ॐ ह्रां ह्रीं ह्रूं ह्रैं ह्रौं रः मित्ररविसूर्यभानुकगपूष्ण हिरण्यगर्भमरीच आदित्य सवित्र अर्कभास्कराय नमः. Stretch your arms forward, lift your both the arms up, Hasta Uttanasana. From there, slightly pull yourself and slightly put a back bend at the Chandrasana or at the Chakrasana. Keep the body straight. Then very slowly bend the body forward, called Pada Hastasana, standing forward bending posture. And here right leg must be your back leg, called Asva Sanchalanasana. But when you have lower back issues or any other issues related to the knees, these two postures, forward bending postures and this knee pressing postures, it may not be suitable to you. Take advice from your teacher and physician. Then back leg straight on the toes and back leg knee up, join your forward leg to back leg, called Santulanasana or Dandasana. Then slowly push your body down towards the floor, called Ashtanga Namaskarasana or Sastanga Namaskarasana. Then slowly push your body forward, lift your chin and body up, called Bhujangasana. Lift your chin further, press your body back, and from here back leg straight and keep your body weight on the toes. Push your body completely inside, called Parvatasana. And right leg is your forward leg again, Asva Sanchalanasana. And back leg straight on the toes and back leg knee forward, back leg forward to coming to Pada Hastasana. And lift your both the arms and body up, called Hasta Uttanasana or Sarir Uttanasana once. Pull yourself up and slightly put a back bend. Then Pranamasana above to the head, called Kailasha Mudra. Then very slowly Pranamasana at your chest level, called Anahata Pranamasana. Then lift your both the arms up, inhalation, and very slowly exhalation, wide your both the hands and slowly keep them down together at your thighs. Right, soon after that, then slightly wide your legs and lock your hands back, and few seconds wait for your healthy breath. And as we mentioned that when you have the kind of issues, arthritis issues or gout issues, do not go for overstrain in any kind of yoga posture, but everything can be performed but according to your convenience. Right, take a long, slow, deep inhalation and exhalation. So before doing our stick exercise, a small warm up, just move your hands forward while using the stick support, then slowly come back. Again, completely push your arms forward, then slowly come back. And slowly push your arms forward, then slowly keep your hands down. So here also, once lift your both the arms up, then slowly keep them down. Second count with inhalation, lift the arms, then slowly come back down. Third count, lift your arms, then slowly come back down. Relaxations, enough. Long, deep inhalations and exhalations. Right, coming to actually posture called T posture or Ekapadasana with the stick support. Very simple and very effective posture. So right, try to keep your right leg back, left leg forward. Then hold your stick with your two hands. Then once completely push your body forward. After that, back leg on the toes. Just lift your back leg. Then after that, open your two hands forward, using the stick completely, push yourself forward, and as well as try to pull the body back with the leg support and try to maintain T shape, or if you have possibility, you can maintain long U shape or long V shape also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then slowly come back, resting and relaxation. So because of this kind of extra stretches, one can easily get the cramps around that particular hip region. So immediately relax your legs. Okay, long, slow, deep inhalation and exhalation. So before putting the same posture opposite side, once we are stretching the body as a part of post stretches, so keep your stick vertical, hold the stick with two hands. In between the legs, create a small space and see good space between your stick and body also. Just movement, complete rotation, 1 and slowly come back. Second count, completely push and press. Again slowly come back. Third, last count, completely give a stretch and slowly strides. Opposite side, same practice, 1 stretch and come strides, 2 stretch and strides, last count and stretch and alright, come stride. Long, slow inhalations. Alright, try to add your left leg as a back leg and forward leg is your right leg. Then after that, turn your sticks horizontal to the floor, hold your sticks with your two hands. So slightly push your body, but lift your back leg heel for support. Then after that, using this technique, now push your body forward using the stick and back leg straight and maintain that T shape first. Then when you have more flexibility, you can lift your leg and hands also, and here stay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then slowly strides relaxation. Then soon after that, very slowly bend your knees and rest your hips, and then slowly relaxations enough. Then again we are going to choose post stretches. Now once completely arm stretching and body stretching and hang the body, then slowly relax. Second count, completely stretch the arm, slightly bend the knees for more hanging the body and relaxations enough. Come back. Alright, now long slow inhalations. When you have knee issues, do not choose this next posture. Remaining people can use kneecaps also when you have any issues at the knees. And first, try to properly sit on the knees. Take a long, deep and slow inhalation, exhalation. Then here, coming to Parigasan variation. So keep your body stand on the right knee, on the only right knee. Open your left leg to the left side. So put your sticks horizontal on the neck. Then here your open leg is your left leg. Fold your left leg, turn your left foot to the left side. Alright, and now adjust your sticks for better bending. So towards your especially left side, try to reduce the sticks length if you have lengthy sticks. And now towards your left side, bend the body. At the same time, push your body towards your above folded leg side and give a press on the side abdomen, and few seconds stay now. And try to properly look up and few seconds maintain that exact side angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Then slowly come back. And now lift your body and slowly push the body and relaxations enough. So 2 legs together, again few seconds resting. So we have many variations in the gate posture Parigasan. So this is what we call one of the good variations for the abdomen pressing. Then opposite side, same exercise, and choose proper way of doing. And open right leg to the right side and put your sticks on the neck. And here adjust the length of the stick, especially towards the right side. And turn your right leg to the right side, right foot to the right side. Bend your right knee and push your body towards your right side. And here keep your sticks down closer to the foot, that should be next to the foot on the right side, and lift your above hand on along with that stick support and stay now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then very slowly come back, release and relaxation, then enough, come back. Then again few seconds long and slow inhalation and exhalation. So this simple postures also called as Hrasva Trikonasana or shortened form of Trikonasana. One long slow inhalation and exhalations. Alright, our last two postures will be Seshankasana for abdomen pressing and counter pose for the Seshankasana is back bending called Ustrasana. So put your sticks at your lower abdomen region but make it horizontal. So while bending the body, try to create an even pressure at the abdomen. So try to hold the stick from outside with the two palms. Then while bending, adjust your stick and more pressing towards the abdomen. Keep your head completely down and put your head on the floor and stay now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then slowly lift your chin. Again, very slowly come back, resting. So here same exercise I am doing with extra pressure. So turn your elbows inside. Then put your both the palms almost inside of the stick. Then while bending, try to observe it carefully. Your forearms are the organs to press the stick more. Alright, and now throughout the practice, don't lift your hips also. Try to create that balance at the hip level, at the buttocks level. So here push your abdomen with the stick. Then few seconds stay now. Keep your head down. Alright, stay now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then lift your chin. Then very slowly come straight. Relaxation. Enough. Alright, soon after that, as a post stretches, now simple move your head and lift your head up as a half cycles. 1, 2, 3, and relaxation. Enough, come back. So to counter this forward bending, we have a small back bending but very effective back bending. So that will be a good exercise when you use the sticks for this Ustrasana kind of postures. So now stand on the knees. In between the legs, create a space. As per your convenient, you can put your more space also in between your legs. So hold the stick with two hands. Then try to contract your two hands and two shoulders. Alright, so accordingly adjust your sticks at the lower back region. Push your body forward and turn the shoulders back. Lift your chin up and completely hang the body back and be very confident in this posture and few seconds observe the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then slowly come back. Keep the body straight. Then very slowly legs and hands together. Then slowly release the strain from the posture and keep your stick away. Alright, few seconds resting, relaxation. So after this posture also, just go for your post stretches of the neck and head, especially in this kind of postures. So neck is the organ repeatedly getting the strain or rigidness, especially in the sides and back. Alright, then slowly strides, come back. Now coming to pranayama abhyas, breathing exercises. And once you finish your yoga postures, before pranayam, it's also advised to give a small gap. So in this gap, you can drink a sip of water also, not more water, just sip of the water. But please remember, while in the practices, when you feel like more thrust or when you feel like any other sensations, any other unevenness, immediately stop the practices and check yourself and relax in shavasana or any other posture. Then once you will be all right, then only resume the class. Then here for the pranayam, choose any convenient, comfortable posture on any convenient surface. Then coming to next exercise, mantra chanting, sloka chanting, and for the pranayam, it will be recommended when you have your traditional belief to chant all these things, and you can chant, unless you can choose only physical exercises. So coming to pranayam, sloka, and the mantra Bijakshara. Om Kesavaya Swaha, ॐ माधवाय स्वाहा, ॐ नारायणाय स्वाहा, ॐ अद्य समाधि तत्फलसिद्ध्यर्थम् आसनपूर्वकान् प्राणायामदीन् करिष्ये। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Then keep your hands down, long deep inhalation and exhalation. So in other words, it is saying that pranayam practices or yoga practices or mudra bandha practices or meditation practices, purpose is not only for having physical health or immunity, but it has a different other goal called spiritual upliftment. To reach spiritual upliftment, one should be cautious about the physical health, mental health and social health. And coming to today's exercise, we have two important practices for the gout management as well as for the regular health management. Also, these two useful. One is Bhastrika Pranayam. Second one is Ujjayi Pranayam. So we have two slokas given in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. So I would like to recite their slokas also. Slashma dosha haram kante dehanala vivardhanam Nadi Jalodhara Dhatu Gata Dosha Vinasanam. It's a text given for the Ujjayi. It is saying that Ujjayi Pranayam, also good Pranayam to clear the phlegm level disorders, especially because of the phlegm or mucus. It is also saying that the important dhatus inside, sapta dhatus inside, 7 important running factors of the body, it will be clear. It will be working more efficient way while doing these practices called Ujjayi Pranayam. So what are those 7 important dhatus? Means Rasa. Rasa means body fluids, Rakta means blood, Mamsa means muscular tissues, Medha means adipose tissues, and Asti means bone tissues. Then as well as Sukra means it's a reproductive organs and tissues. So these tissues and these fluids should be healthy when anyone wants good health. Because of Ujjayi Pranayam, these levels will be clear, these passages will be clear. And also once these passages will be clear, obviously internal wind will be clear, so that the gout issues also be nullified. And also it is also very important practices to give proper support to the pranic pravah channels also. In the body we have many, like 72,000 pranic pravah channels. So in them 10 are very important. Again among them 3 are very important, what we call Ida, Pingala, Sushumna. So these three are the very important factors in running or in maintaining the good support to the pranic energy. And coming to next exercise called Bhastrika Pranayam. This is also very important practices. It's mentioned that Vata Pitta Slashma Haram Sariragni Vivardhanam Kundali Bodhakam Kshipram Pavanam Sukadam Hitam Brahmanadi Mukhe Samasta Kapadyargala Nasanam. So it is saying that internal wind related issues, internal mucus related issues as well as internal bile related issues will be totally comes under control. The 3 doshas will under complete balance. Also it is called as Sarir Agni Vivardhanam, especially metabolic activities as well as immunity. These are very important factors in management of immunity. These will comes under control. And for the people who wants to awakening their internal dormant energies called Kundalini also, these kind of practices called Bhastrika with bandhas and mudras will be very appropriate practices. But the way how we are doing and at what pace we are doing, from which teacher we are taking this initiative is all these are again factors. But coming to simple exercises, coming to Ujjayi Pranayam, what we can call as a baby snoring inhalation and regular breathe out. So here no need to add your fingers to close your nostrils, keep your position straight. While inhalation, slightly contract your throat walls. That inhalation air should hit the walls of the inside nostrils and it should create the kind of sound what generally infants are creating in their sleeping, that baby snoring sound. While exhalation, it's a regular exhalation but with the nose. So it is a nasal inhalation, nasal exhalation. Keep your body straight. So for your observation or for your more awareness or for your more measurement, you can put your left finger or right finger at the throat level. While inhalation, try to give a sensitive pressure at the throat level. Obviously that inhalation air will create a sound. Now I'm starting now. So it is a very sensitive sound. Online participant may not hear this sound also, but it's called as a psychic breath. So if you will do yourself, then only you can realize that. And now starting only 5 inhalations. Inhale. While breathe out, hand down, slow complete breathe out with the nose. Again second count inhalation. Then slowly complete exhalation. In fact, adding this finger is not really mandatory, but if you have your belief to creating the sound, you can add or you can do without finger addition. And now third count inhalation. Then slowly completely breathe out. Fourth count inhalation. Then again slowly completely breathe out. Last count inhalation. Then slowly completely breathe out. So just now we finished Ujjayi Pranayam. It's a kind of psychic breath. So you yourself has to hear that kind of sensitive sound. Now coming to Bhastrika practice, it's a completely opposite side process of the Kapalabhati. Bhastrika is a sharp voluntary inhalations and slow exhalations. Keep your body straight. When you have heart elements or blood pressure issues or any other throwing sensations or ear problems, better to choose slow pace or avoid the practices. And coming to exercises now starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then slow deep inhalation, exhalation. A small break between 10 strokes to 10 strokes. Then again we are restarting the same exercise towards 20 strokes, starting again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then slow and deep inhalation and exhalation. And coming to last 10 strokes, again keep your body straight. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then few seconds break. And soon after your pranayam practices, when you know about the practices of dharana or practices of trataka, concentration practices, so you can choose any of that. After finishing that practices, still more time required to give relaxation through yoga nidra abhyas or through power nap to the body. And once you finish your yoga practices, based on the intensity and based on the practices, maybe like 15 to 20 minutes required for your bathing, and further 5 minutes time for your breakfast. And in the afternoon, please see all the possibilities to do your power nap, especially power nap or yoga nidra. And in the evenings, once you will be totally free from your works, and before your dinner time, create half an hour schedule to do any kind of practices, including yoga. Please remember, when you selected yoga, try to go for back bending exercises and stretching exercises, as well as inversion postures and breathing exercise also. And when we are meeting here at the same place, same timing tomorrow morning, we will see some more good applications in Ayurveda and yoga in management of gout. So take care of yourself. Thanking you to all to giving me this wonderful opportunity. Stay away from the bad habits and do yoga also.